All right, what's up, folks? Today is September 16th, 2024. So today, we're going to do something. I wish I'd have done this a long time ago, but essentially we're going to be working with creating files. So you know that we've already been doing, we've been writing to files using StreamWriter. We've been reading from files using StreamReader. One of the things, and I think I showed it to you last week, that you can use you can use print, and then you can use file, and then you can save to a text file. ASCII. You can save to a text file, but that overwrites the file. So I couldn't find a way to append a file using that method. So I was working with the file class, and so I can create a new file, and then I can use the StreamWriter as we did in the past. Use the StreamWriter to append to that file. One of the problems is, and it might solve my current problems, but I have a lot of data going to these files, and so it'd be easier to me, it'd make more sense if I could have some type of categorization of my files that I write to, whether it be categorized and have file names that's has some type of structure by the week, by the date, by the whatever, by the file name. So yeah, so we can do that now. We can do that. We can customize the file name, and then we can save to that file name. Oh, if we don't have that file name already set up, then we can create that file name, and then we can save to the file name. Now, one of the things I learned today was try catch finally, or try catch. And so using try catch, it will allow you to find out if there is an error that's being thrown. And specifically, you're using this if you expect an error to be thrown. That way you know what error it is, and if you do get that error, then you go ahead and you have other conditions, you have other statements that you can run. Now, so this isn't necessarily going to be terribly useful if you have errors where you don't know what the error is, because it's still going to throw the error and it's going to stop the program. Okay, so let's pull up our development environment. Okay, we have that here. This is the indicator we're using. We will get that out of here. Okay, so from start to finish. All right, so this down here is essentially what we want to print out. I want to print out something like this. It won't be exactly. All right, so we're going to go ahead and clear this. So you see we have the bar date time, the low is, the high is, the range is. Okay, so clear. All right, so on every bar, we're essentially going to print, and then we'll do a string.format, and it'll say bar date time, the low is, the high is, and I'm just leaving space, and the range is. In that, do that, hit that, and then in the print. And I learned something new that I kind of like also. Well, I didn't learn it, but I figured that this will be part of the way that I just kind of work my programming. So a lot of times when you have all these parentheses, what you want to do is you want to have some type of way to determine whether or not your parentheses are open or closed. So I'll say 1, 2, and then when I get back to the closing, I'll say 2, 1, right? So I'm obviously missing 1. Okay, so we'll close that. All right, and then we'll go here, copy that, paste, paste, paste. This will be 3. This will be 2. This will be 1. So first one is bar date time dot el time x dot to string. That way we print it to the string, and then the low, and then the high, and then the range. I need to go to properties because I have something in analysis technique, which I need to delete that. Okay, so on every bar, we're getting the bar date time and the EL timex version, and then we get the low, the high, and the range. All right, I think I'm gonna do this one differently. EL date time. Let's go up here. Let's use the EL system. EL date time. There's something else I was looking for here. EL date time. You know what? Not the EL date time. Just the bar date time to string. There we go. All right. Now, next up, we need to print this to a file. Okay, so let's go ahead and open a. Let's get that out of here so we can see what we're doing. Variable, we're going to be using the streamwriter. So we have to use elsystem.io, which allows us to input output. And then we'll do streamwriter. That'd be swriter, would be our name of the object. Okay, and then so once we will, this is where we do our try catch, right? So once we're gonna have a begin end block, and then we'll have a try catch block. It'll say try. What are we gonna try? We're gonna try assigning our streamwriter we're going to try calling it, right? So we're going to give it a name, a file name, and we're going to see if we can go ahead and create this streamwriter with that file name. So we're going to try, and here you have your statement after try s writer equals streamwriter dot create. Path name, what do we want the path name to be? In the same once block, we can go ahead and do a file name, which would be equal to, and then this is where I bring up create a new text document, and it'll be called file trial. Okay, right click it. Copy the path. All right. Now come back over here. And then I'm going to paste the file name. And then we'll just give it. So at the end of it, in order to append this file name, we need to put something else in this file trial. So we'll put like a number there. So we'll stop it there. Right before the txt. We'll put an add sign. And then we'll put like the last calculated date. Last calculated date dot to string. And then we'll put another plus sign, and then we'll have that parentheses. So we'll finish up this file name with .txt. Put a semicolon. File name hasn't been declared. File name, it's a string. So we'll come down here and put file name, because this is, oh, and we're also going to allow for it to append, which that'll be true. Okay. All right, so we'll try that. Now, if we do so happen to get an error, then we're going to catch the error, which will be elsystem.io.file not found exception ex. So if we do happen to get an error, then what are we going to do? We're going to actually create this file. Okay, so we got to have a file class, file, and we'll call it new file. Start as null. So again, if we don't find this file, then we need, and we do get this error, then we need to go ahead and create the file. How do we create the file? Use another begin end block. We're going to file. Oh, and this one, so typically you do like new file, and then you do equals, and then you do file.create, something like that, right? Well, the file class doesn't use that. The file class will just go with elsystem.io.file.create, and then you put this path, and our path will be file name, right? Right. All right, so once we create the file name, now we go ahead and do that swriter all over again. We do set that up. Streamwriter.create file name true. Okay, now once we have that, then we can do a finally statement also, which just along with your try catch finally, it will do a final printout that just says that a statement that says we ran the try. We ran try catch. And the finally is optional. And then end. So this end here ends this try. Okay. All right. So we did that on the once block. We've got the print situated. Now actually, now that we have the streamwriter in here, instead of printing down here, we actually want to print to the file instead. So we're going to do swriter.add, and we're going to add that string. Add that string to the file. Okay. Oh, and then once we close the chart, once the chart gets closed, we need to close the streamwriter, right? And if you have any questions about that, you can go to some of the other videos and they'll go more in depth about streamwriter, streamreader. So once it's uninitialized, once the chart is closed, you double tap that and it'll give you the method for the event handling that. It'll give you a method for the event handler that handles that event. So we'll do if streamwriter. Is that how I spelled it? What did I do? swriter. If swriter is not null, then swriter.close. All right, I gotta fix these other ones down here because I know I did it right. There I did. I got it right. swriter. swriter. Okay. All right. So let's I don't know. Say verify. Verify. swriter. Got an error there. swriter dot. It's not dot add. It's right line. Is what it is. Okay. No errors. Very good. All right. So now when we come over here to the file name, you see it made our new file name. File trial 124.0916. Right. And it should have printed everything to it. So when we double tap that, you see it's got everything on here. Okay. It printed all this information to the new file name. Now, just to show you that it works, because I had to do this just for my satisfaction. But instead of making the file name last calculated date, so it'd be the date of the last calculated bar on the chart, we'll do last calculated, I think we have like last calculated time, last calculated date time, because it'll give us the time also. All right, hit verify on that. And now we got an error. So see, this is what I'm getting now. Path includes an incorrect or invalid syntax for a file name, directory, or file label. So this is just saying that the file name is wrong. So let's see what's wrong with the file name. Probably because last calculate date time has spaces in it or has other characters in it that doesn't allow for a proper file name. So last calculate date time .el date time x, because that should be a double Julian, which is just numbers and decimal places. So that should be fine. So we verify that. Come back over here and we'll turn it back on. Okay, no errors. But you see, we got our new file name created there. Okay, and that's the Julian for the EL date time x. Okay. All right, so now if we go back here and we turn it off, we're going to turn the chart off or the analysis technique off, and then we'll turn it back on. We'll get another creation. We should. All right, you see we got the next creation because now there's a new date time. Okay, same thing. Turn off, turn it back on, you get another creation. But double click that, and again, you got all your stuff. So, you know, again, if you're doing something like putting in order tickets or just want to see what some of your measurements are or your indicators are doing throughout the day, and you want to keep it nice and organized and in files and in directories and have all of your stuff really well organized, then this is a great way to do that. So I've got a lot of stuff going on. You guys have seen some of my charts before. You know I've got a lot of stuff going on. So with that being said, I need to work on some of this organization, right? So, you know, there we are. We'll work on the organization. All right, guys. Hope you got something out of this one. If you did, be sure to like, share, subscribe, share with a neighbor. Sharing is caring. You know what? Share even if the neighbor isn't interested. You know, just pull it up on your phone and show it to him and say, man, look what this guy's doing. Subscribe to him. I know you don't like the stock market. I know you don't know anything about programming, but just subscribe. Okay. Anyway, I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.